I will say that this new round of Apple displays that have been released has been literally the most exciting display release that I have seen in quite some time. And this is from a perspective of someone who reviews display quite a bit. So let's take a look at them. I'm ArtIsRight. Now, I'm traveling on location right now, which is the reason why I'm not in my normal studio, and Apple just announced the product while I'm here on the road. So I'm going to quickly give you my thoughts about some of these. First, let's start out with the Studio Display. Now, Apple have done some update on here. Now, as far as what they have updated, they just pretty much said that we have now included a Thunderbolt 5 with one upstream, one downstream. You can link things up. It has a built-in 12 megapixel center stage camera. I'm not really sure if this is a bump up from the previous version. It might be. And it also has 6 speakers with a 30% deeper bass. That is pretty much all that they have said they've done on this one. Now, the panel on the inside, this is your traditional LED backlight panel. My guess is that Apple may have updated the LED backlight and possibly the LCD panel inside. We're never really going to know these unless somebody really takes apart and try to get SKU number for this. But I'm not going to really worry too much about that one. It seems like more of a slight spec bump and circuitry bump, more so than just like the color gamut change or anything big with the display. The reference mode and everything else is pretty much still the same. But what really excites me though is the Apple Studio Display XDR. So what Apple have simply done is take the Studio Display and they take the Pro Display XDR and just combine both of those together, and now we have the Studio Display XDR. Now, a couple of disappointment, I'm going to say this right now, is that I would love to have something that is 32-inch 6K, because Apple have been doing that really well, and they have done such an amazing job with the timing controller and the firmware on the mini LED backlight that it's going to translate in this one. But I really want something that's 32-inch. Who knows, maybe that is something that Apple is going to release with the next generation Mac Studio. That would be very interesting. Now, all of these does carry a price tag that matches the spec, but there are a couple things that I do want to point out that I am super interested in. So I'm not going to worry about just the regular Studio Display, but I'm going to go over the Studio Display XDR for a couple things. We can choose two different options, so standard glass, or we can also bump this up to a Nano-Texture. I have my thoughts on the standard versus Nano-Texture, matte versus glossy. A link to my videos on that in the description. You can definitely check that out. For the Studio Display XDR, the tilt and height adjustable stand is pretty much standard, which is nice. And on the regular one though, you have the option to go with all these different kind of stands. So they put the high-end stand on the display, and that's something that I think is really great to see. Personally, I like it when they separate them out in, for instance, the Pro Display XDR. Although I did not like the price of a stand, it's just nice that you can just simply detach them and not have to go with like a fixed option right now when you purchase. That's just my personal thought on that one. But I have also a 27-inch Studio Display with the tilt and height adjustable stand, and I really like the way how they have designed that. It's really neat. But anyway, let's continue on. Pretty much the rest is just Apple Care and what comes in the box, which is really not that much at all. A Thunderbolt 5 cable, a cleaning cloth if you get the Nano-Texture one, and just the Studio Display XDR. But what I really want to point out here is, let's go to the spec page for this display. Now, a couple of things that is really awesome about this display, and I just really have a chance to just quickly go through this because, again, like I said, I'm on the road. A couple of things that really caught my attention right away is the fact that this now has 120 hertz with adaptive sync, so it's going to be able to adjust and everything. Now, interesting enough, Apple did not call this on their spec page as ProMotion, which I find that rather interesting. It has support for 1 billion colors, and what really is, I think, the amazing thing about this display is the fact that it's P3 plus Adobe RGB wide color gamut. This is actually the first display in a very long time that Apple have come out and just say, we're going to support Adobe RGB color gamut. So if you print, this can be something that works really well for you, and it also supports like True Tone technology. But looking at this though, looking at the reference mode, there are a couple things that really pop up to my attention right away. The fact that it has photography P3 D65, but it also has photography Adobe RGB D65, I think that's really amazing. Design and print Adobe RGB one. And what I also find interesting is that there's also a new mode now called HDR photography P3 D65, and also medical imaging, which is DICOM. This has not been in any Apple display before. So this is, Apple next stage in just coming up with a real pro display for a pro workflow that I think is going to be even more pro than the Apple Studio Display that have come before it. Now the peak brightness of this is 2000 nits, and the brightness can have like an SDR up to like 1000 nits sustained. And I think somewhere, I don't think it's on the spec page here, but I talked about like how many LEDs, mini LED backlights are there. Like I said, Apple have done a really great job programming the firmware and the controller for those mini LED backlights on the Pro Display XDR, which is the one, I have one of those that I'm using as my daily driver in the studio too. And I don't expect anything different from this. So this is going to be something that we're definitely going to get in and do a whole bunch of testing and probably guides on how to use all these different reference mode too, because I think, like I said, personally for me, yes, it does come with a price tag. And the price tag is, something that you really need to think about getting this. But the fact that Apple Displays now has support for a mini LED that can do HDR in photography, so you can do photography preview in that now, and it can go up to 2000 nits. And the fact that it also supports Adobe RGB color gamut, this to me, I think is really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to testing this display out. And I'll be sharing you my thoughts once this arrives in the studio. So that's going to be something fun that we're definitely going to be looking at. Anyway, hope you find this helpful and some of my thoughts I'm sharing with you. Give this a like, subscribe to the bell if you're new. I'm Art, and I thank you for your time.